send Uncle Tom Tillis, that is, home and elect leaders who are going to stand up and speak up and necessary act up to get things done.
Yeah, Uncle Tom Tillis. That's a woman named Alma Adams who's running for Congress, calling the Republican candidate for Senate in North Carolina an Uncle Tom. The crowd applauds because those are Democrats. And Hillary, supposedly she wasn't on the stage for that. She comes on afterwards and praises this woman and how we need her in the Congress. You think you'd hear about this in the media a little bit more? Don't hold your breath. They couldn't care less about what Democrats say, no matter how outrageous it is if they're a candidate. But if they are a Republican and they say something about rape, or they say something about women, or they say something about macaca, oh! But if you're a Democrat, you're in a little incubation, cube there, and you are isolated and safe. You want more? Watch this.
Over $100 million in public education funding. She vetoed our public school teachers' pay raises. The same year, she gave her own staff 25% pay increases. That is the worst kind of politics, and we are going to escort her out the door. We're going to escort her out the door. Y'all, think about it, y'all. All right, calm down out there. Huh?
He called Nikki Haley a whore. Isn't that great? Nice to be a Democrat, isn't it? Yeah, he called Nikki Haley a whore and then quickly corrected himself. And then everybody said, whoa! And he's like, ha, 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 ha. Disgusting. Ann Romney said, where the heck is our media? Where the heck is our media calling out this despicable person? Doesn't exist. Couldn't care less. It's a Democrat. They could say what they want. Uncle Tom, whore. Doesn't matter. They're Democrats. Shame on our so-called media. You want another one? We got another one. Listen. And by the way, here's another knock at Tom Tillis. Watch.
Let's talk about the political impact, really politics here. Now, you start, Gene. We got 8 days till Election Day. It seems to me that you could call this the October surprise, anything you want to call it, but it's the only thing we're talking about. So it is the atmosphere. It is the box this campaign's coming in, is Ebola talk.
Absolutely.
And that's not good for the president.
And it's not good for the Democratic candidates. I mean, if you look down in North Carolina, what little bit of a lead that Kay Hagan had held pretty stubbornly for months is now shrinking, in part because Tom Tillis has seized on this and not let go. He was one of the earliest critics of the president. He's been one of the constant critics. The other thing we've
What's worse, Tom Tillis or Ebola?
No. The other thing we've seen is that it's suddenly in the ads.
Tom Tillis is an Uncle Tom. He's Ebola. Nikki Haley's a whore. Hey, they're having a grand old time, aren't these Democrats? Yes, indeedy. But when George Allen said this, he was kicked out of his Senate race because he's a Republican. Watch.
Friends, we're going to run this campaign on positive, constructive ideas. And it's important that we motivate and inspire people for something. This fellow here over here with the yellow shirt, Macaca, or whatever his name is, he's with my opponent. He's following us around everywhere. And it's just great. We're going to places all over Virginia. And he's having it on film, and it's great to have you here, and you show it to your opponent because he's never been there and probably will never come. So it's good for you.
So he calls this Democratic operative who followed him around macaca. I still don't know what, you know what macaca means? I know what whore means. I know what Uncle Tom means. I know what Ebola is. So it's okay to call candidates that. But, you know, you call them macaca. And because you're a Republican, you might as well have, you know, put out a bounty on his head or something like that. It's sick. It's twisted. It's the media. It's the double standard. It's what Republicans have to deal with and what they have to run against every time they run and open their mouths. And some get it and some don't. Newsmax Now updates next.